On our last drive out, the windscreen wipers on Winnie failed. Here's a few photographs illustrating what I did to rectify the situation. First of all, we removed the trims from the offside of the vehicle, exposing the drive mechanism and the transfer rods between the various shafts. This is the output drive crank from the motor to the cross shaft, and this is the driver's side windscreen wiper mechanism with the transfer bar going across to the passenger side. We then remove the passenger side trims to expose the drive mechanism for the near side wipers. I stripped all these down and cleaned them, and the transfer rods have quite clever little winglets to remove them off the balls off the cranks. Once I'd done that, the cranks were exposed and could be cleaned and greased. Here's a picture of the wiper motor installed on the firewall. To remove it, disconnect the two wires and the three nuts holding it to the firewall. It should then pull off the input shaft to the wiper mechanism. Once you do that, that should expose the drive shaft going to the wiper mechanism, and here's a picture illustrating the flexible connection between the output shaft from the gearbox to the input shaft on the wiper mechanism. I cleaned up the outside of the box before starting to strip it, removed the gearbox outer plate just with two screws. Once I got that off, I could then clean up all the gears and re-grease them. As you can see here, the original grease had sadly congealed and was pretty solid, and I suspect wasn't helping the motor to perform. The gearbox casing can be removed with the two diagonal screws, allowing you to get better access to the output shaft from the motor. You can clean up the helical gear and lubricate the brass bush. Components here are the case and cover and two gears, very straightforward, and I used a high pressure grease to lubricate the parts, the wheels and the shafts. If you want to inspect the bushes and the commutator, you can take off the end plate fairly easy, undo the two grub screws, straighten the wires so they'll go through the holes, undo the slotted screw, and the end cover will pull off the commutator. Here's the original flexible connection between the output shaft from the motor and the input shaft to the wiper mechanism, which was quite badly distorted. Here's my solution, which is fuel hose 8mm internal diameter. It's now installed and working fine. Here's the motor back in. I lengthened the input wire as it was rather short and replaced the earth wire as it was too heavy duty. There's the solution to the connection, and windscreen wipers are working splendidly. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the dialogue and photos.